So give me just a second and then we will get started. I will get set up here. We've got just a few announcements, and then we will get going. Let's see. There we are. So welcome everybody. Glad you're all here. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. This is our annual Sunday Night Live. So if you have any questions, it's a live Q&A, community setting. So I'll go through, we do a couple fun things here on our Sunday Lives. Number one, if you want to let us know where you're from, it's always interesting to see where all the quail people are at in the world. So that's always fun. Number two, if you've hatched any eggs from us this week, feel free to let us know what that is if you've not already told me. And I will get those written down for our list. Currently, we're sitting at a 70.8% hatch rate on shipped eggs for the year, so that's not too bad at all. I'll take those numbers any day. And obviously support the channel by just hitting the like button. I greatly appreciate that as well. We are going to talk about Quail Con for just a quick second in just a minute. And obviously, like I said before, this is a live Q&A to help you on your journey with Coturnix quail. So if you have any questions about raising quail, quail for profit, breeding quail, hatching quail, brooding quail, whatever questions you have about quail, feel free to ask and we will help you on your journey as best as we can. So we will get that done. We do have an 18 and under contest that we do once a month. I've got a video on that if you want to look that up, but we pick a winner once a month for the 18 and under contest, and it is to educate, encourage, and enthuse the next generation to get involved, learn entrepreneur skills, learn responsibility, have their own business, or provide for their family, whatever the case may be. And a ton of people are involved. They get a cage, they get eggs, they get a candler, they get scissors, they get a govee, they get an incubator, they get waters and feeders and stickers and egg holders, and they get one of these, which is like an electronic business card. I'm sure, they get 100 pounds of feed to start off, so they get all kinds of great stuff. My other notes are not in here as I was trying to work on it while I was in the barn today, and I left it down there, and it's pouring out, like worse than Quail Con pouring. So I wasn't about to run back down there and get it. But yeah, they get all kinds of stuff. We usually pick the winner the first Sunday of the month, but the first Sunday of the month was Quail Con, so we are doing it today. And so it is Linda E. From California. Congratulations. She is 9 years old, and she is wanting to start her own business. She's part of 4-H, and she is already selling some chicken eggs, but chicken eggs are a little bit too difficult for her, and she really wants to get into the quail world and sell quail and quail eggs and things like that. And she is going to charge her parents a fee to use the eggs. So she's got a plan and how much she's going to make, and it was a really cute email. So congratulations. I did email you to watch for the video tonight, the family. So congratulations. You want to text me the name and address. I'll send that over to all the people that are donating, such as Dale's Quails, Whiskey Tango Farms, Flew the Coop Farms, I don't know, Myshire Farm, Ed Got Bait, Jesse Mills, Witch Doctor, and Psycho Ward 360. I don't know if I mentioned Winola Ranch. I'm sure I'm missing somebody else. I apologize. And all of you that have donated in the past month, because donations go towards the 18 under contest to purchase them an incubator. And to donate to the channel for the 18 under contest, you can do that in the bottom. Well, I don't know where it is on yours, but in the comment section, there should be a little $sign. And that $sign, you click on it, and it should say either super sticker or super chat. Really, either one of those is just a donation to the channel, and we put that right into the 18 under contest. PJ's Family Farms donated an extra amount of money this month. And so I actually picked a second winner. Now, this second winner is not getting all of that, but they are going to get eggs from me, a candler, a scissor, and a couple other things to help them get started. And that's someone that's 18 and under. And that was Chris L. from Arkansas. Another great email. Not really looking to get into the business side of it, but is more interested in helping his family provide food and substance, self-sustainability to his family. He is 14 years old, just turned 14 years old. So congratulations. You will also want to text me. My phone number is on the website, which is myshirefarm.com, and we will get both of you guys taken care of this week. So PJ's Family Farm, thank you very much for the extra donation. And to all of you that donate for the incubator, I really appreciate that as well. So congratulations to both of you. We are settling up, I guess you could say, settling up Quail Con 2022. It is over, I get it, but you know, we're trying to look at things before we tend to forget. I've gotten some really, really good feedback, which I appreciate. And we are going to take a majority of those and put them into good use. Now, on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, myself and Whiskey Tango Farms are going to be going live, and we will be doing a Quail Con recap and getting as much information from you as possible to make next year even bigger and better that we did this year. I already have a lot of things that are already just automatically going to make it bigger and better, but we can talk about that on the live on Tuesday. That'll be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you came to Quail Con, please feel free to check that out. And then I did not write this down, and I just had it, and I forgot it already. That is how my day is going, everybody. Well, crap. I don't remember, but I remember thinking, oh, I should probably mention this. It's kind of important. I don't remember. Now, I am looking for 5 to 10 people, and I'm hoping to get familiar with Zoom. So hopefully I'll be able to help you out a little bit, and then you'll be able to help me out a little bit as you'll kind of be the guinea pigs. But I'm looking for about, oh, that's what it was. All right, I got to finish this, but I remember what it was. Okay, I'm so sorry. All right, so I'm hoping to do 2 different Zoom meetings is what I'm trying to do. And I'd like it to be between 5 and 10 people. So the first class is going to be for anyone that did not come to Quail Con that would like to hear my talk at Quail Con. Our goal here at Myshire Farm is to educate, encourage, and enthuse everyone to reach their dreams. That's what our goal and motto and mantra is here. That is our mission statement. So that was kind of what I talked about. If you are interested, I am only going to take about 5 to 10 as this is going to be a test run. And then I'm hoping to get that scheduled this coming week and do it that next week. And then I'd also like to take about 5 to 10 people that is very serious about quail for profit and starting their own quail business. And I would like to do a Zoom meeting with them as well, and that would be in about 3 to 4 weeks. So if you are interested, if you could text me, again, my phone number is on the website, which is myshirefarm.com. I do have about a week left to get some things done that I really, really needed to get done. But hopefully I'll be able to get those at least scheduled for that following week. So we'll see how that goes. I've been on Zooms, but I've never been the one doing it. So I need to get familiar with that with some things that I'm wanting to do next year. And so you guys will kind of be the guinea pigs, but hopefully you'll get a lot out of it. So if you're interested, please feel free to reach out, and we will get 5 to 10 people. I don't think we want more than that, because I do think we want kind of a back and forth conversation going on, and I think when we get too many people in there, it might hinder that a little bit. But that is the goal for that. And then secondly, I did believe it or not, I did get caught up with my entire phone. It took a couple days. It was a little rough, and I wanted to hide my phone and act like I couldn't find it because there was just so many. But I did get caught up. Now, with that being said, I do have 22 texts right now, which is honestly not too bad for me. I am going to stay after I get off the live tonight. I'm going to get those caught up because the next 2 days are out of the house, not near my phone. We got to get some things done. I have to get some things done, so I will not be available the next 2 days. So if you're waiting for me to respond, I will do that tonight, unless my phone acts up again, and then we will go from there. I will try to do my phone every other day. Now, with that being said, I have a lot of plans, and I know I'm going long, but I hope that this is some valuable information. So just bear with me for just a couple more minutes. But with that being said, Quail Con is a wonderful event, and I will have it every year that people are wanting to attend, period. But it takes a lot of my energy and focus away from things that I really want to do for the business or for the farm or for me personally. And so I kind of put a lot of things on the back burner, which means once Quail Con is over, I have to go full force on the stuff that I'm in my head really behind on because I want done. So I've got about 5 goals and objectives that I want done before January 1st. So I have to make some changes. Now with that, I have to change my live Q&A on Mondays. So we do a live Q&A, which I do announcements, I kind of talk to you, I read all the comments. It goes a little long, but that's fine. That's what we're here for, and we kind of get to know each other and help each other out, and it's a great community. And I don't want to change that. So Sundays will not change. It's been a staple for me here at Myshire Farm for years, and I'm not willing to change that. But we started Monday Lives, which is just rapid fire, which I think is a very good thing. And I don't want to stop it, but I do have to change it. And so there's going to be some stuff that I need to do for the farm. There's going to be some stuff that I need to do for the family. There's going to be some stuff that I need to do for me personally. And there's stuff that I need to do for the business. And I sat down after Quail Con, and I realized that there is no dedicated time for me. Which is just what it is, but I can change that. I need to change that, and I need to find a way to get that done. So the reason I'm saying all that is I'm actually changing Monday Rapid Fire Lives to Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, starting now, because Monday nights are going to be for me. I'm going to watch Monday night football games and relax and just enjoy some quality me time. And well, they don't have Tuesday football games. They have Monday night football games. And usually the games that I want to watch are Sunday nights, but I wasn't willing to change that. I think that we've grown a lot in the past couple of years doing the lives on Sunday, and I think it's very important for me personally to be very consistent with that. So I'm not changing that, but I am starting right now. So we will not be doing a live tomorrow night. We will start doing lives on Tuesdays, rapid fires, and this Tuesday I will be on with Whiskey Tango Farms. We're gonna to finalize the follow-up on Quail Con. I'm so sorry. That is at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and then I will be jumping on mine at 8 to do a rapid fire. So that is that. Again, I'm so sorry I bored you all with so much information, but I do have some really big things in the works, and it is going to take a lot of time, energy, and effort and money to get done by the end of the year. And I know that I will burn myself out if I don't just slow down a little bit. So I've dedicated a night for date night with my wife. I've dedicated a night with family night for my kids, and I think that it is very important that I take some time for me, which I don't know how it's going to go I feel like I'm rambling, but we'll just talk for a second. I don't know how it's going to go because I don't know if I'll be able to do it because there's just so much always to do. I don't know if I'll be able to relax enough. But maybe I'll just work and watch the second half of the game. I don't know. But I'm going to try it. We'll see how it goes. And if it doesn't work, then I'll move it back to Mondays. But I think that is all the announcements. To the 1800 contest winners, thank you so much for applying and entering the contest. Congratulations. And we'll get you taken care of. Just message me. And I think that is all. I've got some good videos. I've got dedicated, a 4-hour dedicated time each week to do YouTube videos going forward now that Quail Con is over. So that'll get started probably next week. This past week has kind of been like a hangover week. It's just cleaning up, and I had to go to the dump and empty the trailer, and I had to pressure wash the trailer out, and I had to do that. I mean, just a bunch of random weird stuff that's usually not on my to-do list, so a bunch of extra stuff, and I was exhausted, so I haven't been moving as fast as I probably should have, and I'm regretting that now, but just didn't have the energy. So I'm feeling better now. We're getting back on track. This week is to get the rest of it back on track, and then starting next week we'll be moving forward. So I think that's all the announcements. So we'll get into some comments. So if you have any questions about Quail, ask now, and we'll get you taken care of. My light went out, and I don't know why. So I'm going to try to turn that back on for just a second. It might have just blown. Oh, God. It hurts. Okay. I don't know what happened. All right. So I'm going to move you around. And we'll get started. So, Verna Young and obviously Ed Got Bait are my moderators here on our YouTube channel. There's going to be a lot of changes between now and January 1st that I've got to put together. When I am comfortable with them being put together, I will let everybody in the know. But that is what I'm comfortable with now. But Verna Young and Ed Got Bait do a ton for me. I will be relying on them a lot. I can tell you that if you were at Quail Con and you heard my talk, one thing that I really need to work on, because we're not all great at everything, right? I have a problem asking for help for two different reasons. I have a problem asking for help because I don't feel like it's their job and I don't feel comfortable doing it. However, I need to realize that if they offer, then they want to help. And so if I don't allow people to help me, then really I'm just hurting myself and them because they're not contributing as much as they would like. So that's one. And number two, I am, what is the word that I should use that is kid friendly? I am a control freak. Yes. I am a control freak, and I can't help it. And so I'm going to work on that this year, and even if it's not done the way that I would do it, at least it's getting done in a timelier manner. But also, I think that the people that I'm going to ask for help with is more than capable, and I just need to chill out. So I'm going to work on that. And Vernon and Ed, usually when I ask them to do anything, they do it better than what I even thought. So it's going to work out great, and I'm going to ask other people to help out too. But they're on here, and when you ask a question, they'll usually answer before I even get to it, but I will read all the comments tonight that are talking to me. Foster Farms is in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. David Lister is in the house. Welcome. Oh, one more thing. I just printed out, well, no, I did not. Let's back up. Sorry, someone called. I just sent Jenna a ship list for the entire week, as I am just going to be running around crazy. And so if you're waiting on an order, you should be getting a label email with tracking number tonight. Most of them will go out tomorrow, but I did do the labels for, I think, through Thursday, and then I'll redo it again for Saturday, because I don't ship on Fridays. Okay, let's see. Voss Farm says it has flown by. LOL. Our girls just started laying again today after the trip home. Wonderful to hear. Yeah, usually it takes about a week to 2 weeks, so you're doing pretty well. Congratulations. David Lister's in the house. Hi everyone from McAllister Quail Trail in McAllister, Oklahoma. Welcome. No one's talking to me. Got to read through them real quick. Bob with Watt is in the house. Scott from Louisiana, welcome. We're glad you're here. Ariana Gonzalez is in the house. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Feathered Connections Homestead is in the house. Hi, y'all. Wow, comments already blown up. Been a really rough day and so glad to get to chat with my Quail fam. You all mean so much to me and I know many feel the same as I do. Absolutely. Glad you're here. David Lister says we're watching a fawn and 2 doe at the feeder while we wait. That's pretty cool. Pretty serene. Feather Connections Homestead says the video Whiskey Tango Farms posted today had some funny and awkward Kelly moments. There you go. You can check that out. Jesse Mills is in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Winnie DeFields is in the house. Welcome. Katrina's in the house from Gilroy, California. Welcome. Glad you're here. Right. I think I did keep saying annual. I didn't mean annual. Nikki James is in the house. Hi, fam. Hope you all have a great week. Absolutely. It was productive. I got stuff done. And that's usually a good week for me. Katrina says, I came home from Quail Con to a rat nest in my car's air conditioning vent. Ugh. Hate rats. Woman of Spirits in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Gutros Urban Homestead is in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. So I don't think he's on here. Usually he can't make the lives, but the Kilby Life Aaron did like a 35-minute Quail Con video. And he interviewed a lot of people. Made me think of it because he interviewed Gutros Urban Homestead. And I thought it was a very, very well done video. In fact, I've seen about 4 or 5 people have sent me links to the videos, and I've commented on all of them. And they're all good, and I really appreciate all of them. And if you've done any videos about Quail Con, please feel free to send them my way, as I'm not on social media very much anymore. But I would like to hear and see them. But he sent me the link, and I thought it was a great video. And Gutros Urban Homestead, it just made me think that you did a great interview in that. The Grazing Farmstead's in the house. Welcome. I can say, I don't know if I should say this. Well, I hope I don't offend anybody. But the Grazing Farmstead probably gave, no, hands down, 100%, gave the absolute best, I don't want to say criticism, suggestion about how to make Quail Con 2023 so much simpler, easier, better, and more organized. And so I'm really excited to put that in place. So thank you very much for your feedback. And anyone, I think I've had about 5 or 7 people either write me notes or text me or things like that. And we're using pretty much all of them. And hopefully I can hear some more back, and we'll make it even better. But Grazing Farmstead's in the house. Says, hi everyone. Sue with the Grazing Farmstead in Southwest Missouri. Quail Con was awesome and got more Myshire eggs in the incubator. It was awesome meeting everyone. Absolutely. Pris K is in the house. Says, hey Zach, question I got. The rare mix, and I have one pearl that has brown markings instead of black. Is that what the red pearl on the list is, or something else? It could be. I would have to see it, but it could be the red pearl. It could be. Brown. It's not really brown. It's more red of the autumn fee. I'd have to see it. It's hard to say just reading it. I'm sorry. Bottle with the Boss says, have you ever heard of or used Dickey's incubators? They look just like GQF, but handmade in Georgia. Yeah, I've not used one. But yeah, Dickey's is an amazing brand. I mean, they've got an amazing reputation, but I don't have any experience with them. Someone told me not too long ago that they stopped making them, but that I hear a lot of stuff that isn't necessarily true. But I'm sure they still make them. They're a pretty large company. Jonathan Gardner is in the house. Hello, John from Ohio. Yeah, it's dumping on us. Yeah, it's well, it's slowed down now, but I mean, it was coming down a little bit ago. Foster Farms in the house. Big burning question from big burning question from the hubby. Knowing what you know now, would you go ahead and build the barn you have now and grow into it, or would you still start in the little barn and grow out of it? I would still start in the small barn. I mean, we did that on purpose. That was on purpose. That we moved from a little lean-to to the garage to this. We really wanted to make sure that the barn would pay for itself, pay for the upgrades, pay for all of it. I don't think it's a bad thing to be investing into your business, but I also think that the business needs to pay for itself. And I'm not big on going big right away. So yeah, I would still start. I have no problems with the way we started. Texas Top Shelf Reptile says, hello everyone, I have a question about shipping live birds. How much does it cost and what's the process? I have shipped reptiles, so I have that in mind. Do you have a video on the process? I do have a video on the process. I would assume that you can just look up shipping live quail by Myshire Farm and that video will show up, but it goes through the whole process of doing it and lets you know how we do that. The live bird options are off the website because we sold everything at Quail Con one way or the other, and so I still have to get some grown out enough to ship them again. And they range anywhere from, an $18 for 6 males to $50 for 10 teens, which is straight runs, and you don't know the sex of them, to I think it's $55 for an all-female set. There's some different options. They give you the prices. Now, as far as shipping goes, it varies. It is overnight shipping, express shipping by USPS, so it all depends on the zip code. So that varies. Whiskey Tango Farms in the house. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is recovering from Quail Con and drying out finally. Not here, but I will take the rain now. I'm cool with that. I do believe I said this already, but Ariana Gonzalez, welcome. Glad you're here. Dominique is in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Papin Homestead's in the house. Welcome. Dreams Acres is in the house. I just picked up a group of 3-week-old quail, and one has wryneck. Can it be fixed? No, it cannot be fixed. So what do I need to do for it? No, it cannot be fixed. I would put it out of its misery. We're actually going to do a video on that. We kind of tested that out at Quail Con. It's something that we've been thinking about doing a video on for quite some time, but there's going to be some things that people don't like in the video. But I do think that it's very valuable, and I do think that it needs to be said. So we will be doing that video. So the people that came to Quail Con was kind of guinea pigs as well, but I think it was well received for the most part. But yeah, anything, we don't treat anything. We breed for health, and if it needs extra help, then it doesn't belong in the breeding program, is all I'll say about it right now. Big T's Farm Life is in the house. Happy late Sunday from Virginia. Welcome, glad you're here. Winnie Field says, I'm still having Quail Con withdrawals. There you go. Yeah, I was really excited because I was like, all right, so this next week I'll get everything done, and then I'll start on my new schedule. And then Jenna was like, yeah, you know that you're going to Virginia in a couple weeks, right? And I said, no. And she goes, yeah, you got that Homesteaders of America thing. And I was like, oh. I mean, I want to go, but that really puts a damper in my schedule, so now I got to work twice as hard to get everything done before I leave. And then she's like, and didn't you promise the Foamer guy that you'd go down? And I'm like, so, farm life. Let's see. Corey Martin's in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Metatron Herald of the Almighty says, how can you tell if an egg is fertilized? You can break some open. There'll be a bullseye in the middle if they are fertilized. You can do the float test. Usually I put them in and just candle them when I put them into lockdown. But there's a couple different methods that I just mentioned that you could do. It's a good question. It's a good question. If you've got here's the simplest answer I can give you. If you've got 5 hens to 1 male, if they've been laying for over a week, if you've got 3 quail per square foot and they have 16 to 18 hours of light a day, majority of them are going to be fertile every time. I believe I said, but Katrina, welcome. Glad you're here. I think you had mentioned something earlier already. One Scott's in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. It says 54 people here and only 19 likes. We're up to 55 likes, which is great. 87 people watching, so that's quite a bit of people. So thanks for showing up. I really appreciate it. If you can support the channel by just hitting the like button, I greatly appreciate it. I don't think I can see it on here, and it doesn't show up. I do see a $2 donation. It's not showing me, but as soon as I get to it, I'll give you a shout out and say thank you. But it didn't come up. I'm sorry. Maria says, hello from Twin Oaks Farms in North Canton, Ohio. Hope you all had a fun and informative time at Quail Con. I think we did. I think it was a great time. PJ's Family Farm is in the house. Hello, all you beautiful quail people. Absolutely. And they were the ones that donated the extra money to do the second portion of the contest this month. So, Chris, you won because of PJ's Family Farm. So thank you very much. Kylie Kane is in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Andrew's in the house. Andrew Bailey, where exactly is Quail Con? Quail Con is at Myshire Farm in Miamisburg, Ohio. We have it once a year, and it's the weekend of Labor Day. So I think like next year it's like September 4th and 5th, but it's that Saturday and Sunday before Labor Day Monday. Illustration Stations in the house says hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much for all your support. Big T's Farm Life says, can we win cool quail eggs? I'm ready for 300. We are rolling hard. There you go. I don't do any giveaways or anything like that. I can barely keep up on it as it is. But, that was the other announcement. I knew I was forgetting one. Starting this coming up weekend, I will be back doing our auctions on our Facebook group. It is Myshire Farm Quail Egg Auctions, I do believe. But I'll be doing auctions this weekend. I'll probably be posting around Thursday to let you know what the schedule will be. I'll probably play around with that for a few weeks. And then when I get that honed in on what works best for me, then we will be consistent with that. Feather Connections Homestead says, I'm always a willing volunteer for the 5 to 10. Pick me. There you go. Yeah, and this is not really, I do appreciate anyone that's willing to volunteer, but I really would like it to be, and I think that the latter, Feather Connections, might help a lot, where we can kind of discuss things as far as the business side goes. But I'm really hoping that it's people that are really, really wanting to get more in depth about those two things. If you missed it, I am trying to set up 2 Zoom meetings for next week or the week after, and one is 5 to 10 people that was not able to hear my talk at QuailCon that would be interested in doing so, and it is to help educate, encourage, and enthuse you hitting your dreams, whether it's becoming more self-sufficient or whether it is starting your quail business or whatever the case may be. And the other Zoom meeting is to dive in a little bit more about the business side to help you start, grow your business. Jonathan says, if you need any metal fabrication or machine repair, let me know, Zach. I'm right down the road from you. Very cool. Thank you. That's probably another thing that we should mention. I wasn't going to plan on mentioning it, but AI is back with a force. They are currently, or they probably already did this week, humanely kill 40 million egg-laying chickens. 40 million in Ohio. I'm going to say it one more time. 40 million. That is insane to me. So I'm actually going to do a video about it this week about the extra steps. So I've kind of done biosecurity and what we've done and things like that. But we are actually taking extra steps. So for example, when the feed comes, we get, I don't know, 6-7 pallets a month at least. That's actually going in our garage up there so that their truck is not coming down to our barn. And then we have to keep it in our garage for 5 to 7 days for a if there's anything attached to it, it'll die off within 5 to 7 days before we bring it down to the barn. That's one thing we're doing. We have all new outfits and shoes and everything that we're actually changing in the barn now, which is kind of weird and awkward, but it is what it is. So I mean, it's I can't imagine that happening to us. Like I don't know what I'd do. So yeah, we've shut down the farm for the rest of the year. There will be no farm pickups. There will be no tours. It is what it is. But I got to keep the coveys safe and healthy so we can continue to ship and get ready for next year. But we did make that call this week. If the outbreak did not happen in northern Ohio, which is on the border of Michigan, then we were going to plan on opening up 1 day a week for farm tours or pickups. But again, 40 million is just an obscene number, and now it's getting close to home. Luckily, it's not really too close to us. I mean, it's hours and hours away, but it terrifies me. So let's see. With Boss says, I would love to be in the Zoom meeting, non-Quail Con attendee. There you go. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Sign us up for the Quail for Profit. Absolutely. Katrina says, I'm interested. Wonderful. Big T's Farm Life would be interested. Maria is interested. Wonderful. And again, I'm probably only going to do 2. I'm probably going to just do those 2 Zoom meetings. I might do some more, but really I just need to get a fair understanding about it for things that I'm wanting to do down the road. But I do think that we could help each other out. You can give me feedback on how I did. I can understand the back end of it, and hopefully you guys will get something out of it. Boss says definitely interested in the quail for profit. Wonderful. Corey said that would be me. I'm trying to get into the quail world. There you go. The Grazing Farmstead says I'm super serious about the profit piece. There you go. Tom C says, hi everyone. Tom C from Southeast Missouri. Michigan? It's Michigan, not Missouri. I'm a liar. I've been helping Robin C with her quail addiction for a little over 2 years and still learned a ton. Thank you, Zach and friends. Well, thank you very much, and I'm glad to hear that. That's wonderful. That's the best compliment, so thank you very much. Tammy's in the house from Kentucky. My eggs from you are hatching right now. Crossing fingers for a great hatch. Absolutely. Good luck, and obviously keep me posted on the hatch. Katrina says, has anyone used Tomcat rodent repellent? Active ingredients are sodium, garlic oils, and peppermint. My mechanic, also my neighbor, recommended it. We used it before, and I don't remember anything drastic happening. We've used Tomcat before, yeah. I don't remember too much about it, but it's one of the most popular brands. Katrina says, wondering if it's valid for use near quail, as well as people have had success with it. Lots of people having rat issues in newbie quail. Yeah, it's definitely the season for rat, rodent, predator issues for sure. 'Tis the season. Big T's Farm Life says, don't worry, I will keep calling. There you go. Tony's in the house from Toronto. Welcome, glad you're here. James is in the house from New York. Welcome. Maria, no, please text if you're interested in on the Zoom. I am only going to be doing emails about 3 days a week going forward. I got to cut things back a little bit. Trina says, good decision. Always need to carve out time for you. Thank you. Dominique says, good. You need a moment to yourself. Take a moment to finally enjoy the hammock. That's probably not, maybe. We'll see. I don't think the hammock's for me. I don't think I can sit still for that long, but maybe. Never tried it, so maybe it will be great. Feather Connection says, yes, Zach, you need you time. Tuesdays are the perfect day for a live Q&A. How do you know? How did you know? There you go. Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's hard because there's so much stuff going on during the week, and Thursdays are out for me, and Fridays are out for me, and Saturdays I'll be doing the auctions, and they're out for me, and Sundays I already do the live, and Tuesdays are the only day that works for me anymore. Whiskey Tango Farm says, proud of you, can't pour from an empty cup, got to take care of you and the fam. Absolutely. Robin C says, hello from Michigan. How could you not have been exhausted? Enjoy your Monday nights. You deserve it. Thank you very much. I'll probably not start tomorrow because there's too much stuff to do. But I don't know how this is going to go at all. It's a good thought. I just don't think I'll stick with it. Foster Farm says, date night is how you make it to 30 plus years. Well done, Zach. Absolutely. And that's been going strong for years now. And we have Friday night date nights continuously, and we've done that for years, and that's not going to change either. I think it's very important. Nikki James says, it's very important for you to take time for yourself. Stick to it. We'll see. Juanita says, where's our poster child tonight? For what? You talking about Maddie? Yeah, she gave up on me. She's doing her own thing. She's done with Quail for a while. She worked pretty hard, so. Leslie C's in the house. Hey, hi there, good evening. We'll be placing my second order this coming week. I also recommended someone that works at our local feed store. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Good luck, and we will get you taken care of the best that we can. Feather Connection says, you already know any back-end stuff I can help with before con I will do 100%, and I can totally help again next year in person. MC cough cough, LOL, no pressure. There you go. Leslie C says he was interested as soon as I mentioned I was buying wire to make quail cage. Very cool. See, anybody's interested. You just gotta let them know that they're interested. Frank Crow's in the house. Evening, everyone. Zach, would you consider having a cleanup crew for after Quail Con? We could stay an extra day and help out. Yeah, we'll put something together. It took me, George helped, and Jenna. So it took all three of us about 3 days to clean everything up. And I'm an idiot. Like, you ever do something and you go, wow, how did I survive this long? Like, the decisions that I make, how have I not, like, wow. Well, the trash bags that we bought for the big trash cans that we used, and I think we had enough trash cans, but the trash bags didn't work, and we didn't have time to get some more in before we found out because I didn't test them. My fault again. Anyways, so at the end of each night, a couple of us would take the trash cans to my trailer and dump it in there. So that was really gross, emptying that trailer out. I emptied 0.75 tons of trash from my trailer in the dump, and it was all loose trash. So I was literally shoveling it out. That took a while. I mean, the dump's like 40 minutes away, and then there's a long line. So it's usually like a 2.5 hour process. That took a lot longer. And then, I'm doing it, and I'm like, God, I should have just gotten the bags. And I thought, you know what? Even if the bags didn't work, I should have put a tarp down, and then I could have just tied the tarp up and threw it out and just thrown the tarp away. So I'll fix that for next year, because I'm telling you that there was some rink in those trash. It was bad. It was real bad. So that was not a job I was looking forward to, and I kind of put it off further. I waited until I was like, all right, I got to do it. So I didn't go until Thursday, which I couldn't have went Monday, and then I got sidetracked with all the other stuff on Tuesday, Wednesday, and finally I was like, it's starting to stink. It's gonna be bad. So that was a bummer. Fix that for next year, I can tell you that. And that is not something I would be comfortable with asking anyone to help me with. I didn't even tell George he could come with me. He's like, well, I could help if you want. And I said, no, some things you just got to do yourself. So yeah, I had to do that on my own. But yeah, I wouldn't ask anybody else to do that. That was bad. That was real bad. You guys probably didn't care about that either. Foster Farm says, has anyone else had to take the Incubrite away from the husband who delights in using it for spotlight? Sheesh. Sometimes it's a little fun to use. Jonathan's in the house. I'm great at everything. There you go. Kylie Kane's in the house. Welcome. Maria's in the house. Texas Act for Beginners Quail Zoom. Absolutely. There was a lot of text that came through. So probably should have thought that through. Should have came up with a different system. But there's a lot. I'll get to them. Linda says, Zach, I missed the most important part of live. Hi, everyone. Well, welcome. We're glad you're here. And like Chris from Slightly Redneck says, we don't take attendance, so we're just happy you showed up. Dominique says, Zach, people appreciate being asked to help, and if they don't, they'll say no. Absolutely. I gotta get there. I'm gonna work on it. It's gonna take me a couple times, but I'll get it. Robin C says, I would love to help pre and post Quail Con. Thank you very much. Whiskey Tango Farm says, not talking to me. Feather Connection says, ha ha ha. I'm bad at asking for help too. I noticed you rarely ask for help, so I just jumped and did what I could. But now that I know you better, I think I'll be more helpful at getting things done. Yeah, and when I worked off the farm, I was kind of that was the management teams I put into place. Was I'm not going to ask you to do it. You just got to do it. And if you can't read my mind, then I'll find someone else. That doesn't really work very well, but I'm learning. Shirley's in the house from Virginia. Welcome. Glad you're here. Fran Crow says, hit the like button. Absolutely. Fran, I'll be visiting you and your husband in just a couple weeks at Homesteaders of America. I think this needs... I need to ask one more time, but I'm pretty sure she's already told me twice. Jenna will not be going because that is the weekend that the puppies are being sold. I mean, hopefully we're selling puppies now. I think we've sold 4. But that's the week that they're getting picked up, so she can't go. And we can't leave the puppies. So she'll be staying here. I gave her ticket to Dennis, Papa the Builder. I think we'll be driving separately because I'm actually going to go see Ed. Ed got bait in Virginia as well, so I'll probably be going down probably a day early to hang out and pick some stuff up, and then drive the rest of the way. But I'll still be there. I gotta go. John Wells says, good evening. Thanks so much for being so helpful as a do-it-yourself incubator. What do you think of the incubator Terry at Coturnic's Corner show had to build if you happen to be familiar with it? I'm not very familiar with it. I mean, I know what it is and I know what it looks like, but I've never used it or anything like that. I know a lot of people that's built them. No, she built one of ours. I'm trying to think of somebody that did build one like that maybe I could direct you to that would have better insight. And I know people, but I can't think of anybody off the top of my head. I'm sorry. But if you are on Facebook, just ask in the Newbie Quail Lovers Facebook group who's built a do-it-yourself incubator. You could even show a picture of it, and I'm sure I'm sure there's a ton of people that's done it. We haven't done it. When we build from the freezers. And so I don't have a lot of experience. I'm sorry with that. Verna says, thumbs up, everyone. Absolutely. I'd greatly appreciate it. Can we get to 120 likes? It's a little high, but we'll reach it. You got to dream big, right? Dreams Acres is in the house. I just picked up a group of 3-week-old quail. One has wryneck. We did already discuss it, but maybe you missed it. No, you can't really fix wryneck. I would call it, it shouldn't go into the breeding program, but we will be doing a video on that shortly to go over some things like that. Hankinser 2007 says Bob and Dana Hankins, I hope I said that correctly, are in the house. Burlmar Farm in Columbia, South Carolina. Welcome. We're glad you're here. I've been to Columbia, South Carolina quite a bit, actually. Corey Martin's in the house. Hello, I'm here from Pennsylvania, just getting started with quail. I've been living on your YouTube channel for the advice. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And if we can help out, please feel free to share. And we'll be doing lives every Sunday and every Tuesday going forward. And Tuesdays will be a rapid fire. I won't read all the comments, just the questions. We'll go real fast and help answer. And I will start getting posted. I'll start posting videos quite more frequently. Beauty and the Beast's Funny Farm. Love the name. Just wanted to say we appreciate the content you put out. Thank you for the knowledge and information. Well, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Kylie Kane says, I have learned so much since I joined the group. So thank you so much for the service. God bless you all. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Whiskey Tango Farm says, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, guys. Absolutely. I greatly appreciate it. Dominique says, Arkansas here. Welcome. I saw someone in the last live mention something about quail escaping in the car. Mine did too. We had to trap it and put stuff on top of the box, but I had an 11-hour drive. Yeah, I saw that, and so the next day I said, hey, George. He goes, yeah. I said, when I gave you the box with the price on it, he's like, yeah. I said, well, what'd you do? He's like, I took their payment. He said, uh-huh. What was Jenna doing? She was, I don't know, making boxes. No one taped up the boxes? He goes, oh yeah, I guess we should have done that. I said, yeah, I thought that was a thing. So I didn't communicate clearly, so I'll take responsibility for it. But in my head, I was putting the boxes together, getting your quail in the box, writing the payment, sending you to George, and George and Jenna were taking the payment and taping the box up. Obviously, they didn't get the memo. I didn't deliver the memo, so that was a miscommunication error. We were just trying to go as fast as possible, and it just got overlooked. So I do apologize. Dale's Quail says, good evening, everyone. Wisconsin here. Hope everyone is getting prepared for fall harvest prep. Absolutely. Thanks for coming to Quail Con. Thanks for speaking at Quail Con. Thanks for being a vendor at Quail Con. Thanks for donating to the raffles at Quail Con. And thanks for being on here. So I appreciate it. I was glad that I was able to actually sit down and talk to you for a little bit this time. Last time it was walk past each other and say hi. This year we actually got to sit down, so that was cool. Big T's Farm Life donated $2 from Virginia. Glad to catch a live. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And that obviously goes straight to the 1800 contest for next month for an incubator. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. Put 'em all Farm is in the house from Middle Tennessee. Hating on possums at the moment. Just wrestled one from a trash can. Yeah, they can. I don't get a lot of. I mean, we have them here. I have more issues with skunks than I do anything else, actually. But yeah, they're not fun to wrestle with. I can tell you that. Winnie just says I was the one commenting about quail escaping. Yep, absolutely. That's when I started to inquire about it. Katrina says, if anyone is still in a heat wave, found out you can cook quail on the dashboard of your car. Made a video on it on the YouTube Sow and Tear. This is now my boyfriend's favorite way to cook quail. Interesting. Time and Timber Homestead is in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Did a great video this week. So if you were interested in butchering quail, that is probably the best butchered video out there, including ours. She did an amazing job at Quail Con butchering and teaching, and she posted that video this week on Time and Timber Homestead YouTube channel. I highly recommend you check that out. Stephen Lawrence is in the house from Missouri. Welcome, glad you're here. Tina is in the house. Zach, can you bring weather change affect my quail from Can a big weather change affect my quail from laying? Went from 85 to 53 degrees and a lot of rain. If they're outside, absolutely 100% yes. They'll stop laying for about a week or two. If they're inside, not usually. Not usually. But if they're outside, then yeah, absolutely. Any time anything changes, they don't like that. They'll stop. But usually it's only for about a week or two. It's a good question. Ball with the Boss says they didn't stop making the Dickies incubator. I just called them a few days ago. Yeah, I figured that wasn't a true thing. Someone wanted me to buy a couple of them a while ago and was like, yeah, they stopped making them, and so these might be the last ones. And I wasn't. They were asking way too much, and I said no thanks. So I'm sure it was a selling thing. Dr. Conley says hello from Florida, and I applaud you for prioritizing and scheduling family and personal time. Thank you very much. Michelle's in the house from Payson, Arizona. Welcome. We're glad you're here. We don't get a lot of Arizonians. It's probably not what you're called. I should really look that up one day, what all the states are called. I always pronounce them wrong. Petamal Farm says building larger pens for new birds, approximately 30 per cage. Not my breeders, just for live sale. Should I reduce roux-hen ratio? I mean, not my breeders, just for... If you're doing live sales, then I would do 2 separate cages. I wouldn't put the males and the females together. I mean, they're still going to breed, and then they're going to start looking a little bit bad, and then if you don't sell them for a few weeks, then... So, yeah, I would have the males and the females separated unless they're straight run, and then as soon as you can, I'd separate them. But if you need to, then I would... Yeah, I'd have a lot more hens in there than males for sure. Time and Timber Homestead says I have a ton of fluff nuggets in the brooders again. I missed out on the Myshire fluff nuggets during the barn tours, so I got my fix at home, and the eggs from both Quail Con and my own birds are incubating. Awesome. Good luck, and obviously keep me posted. Whiskey Tango Farm says, an RE to treating birds or not, the cool thing is with quail you can do what you want. Nothing wrong with helping or not, but when you are a large farm level, you have different priorities. Yeah, and the video that we're going to be coming out with is... Usually I've not really made a stance on that, especially with people starting out. You know, they really want to save all their quail and help each one, and I understand that, and I haven't really wanted to step on that line. But I do think that I'm hurting you more than I'm helping you by trying to prevent you from doing so. With that being said, it's really not a good idea to try to save any quail. If they're supposed to go, then they need to go. You know, I mean, and that's just, you know, in the video, I'll be much more tactful about it, I guess. But at the end of the day, that's just farming. You know, I mean, we've lost. You know, we've had stillborn baby pigs, and we've had stillborn cows, and we've had, you know, animals that we've had to put down, and we've had, you know, this, that, and the... I mean, it's just the way it is, especially when you're raising animals. And I'm not saying that it's not sad, and if you still want to try it, then you should, but in the long run, you're kind of hurting yourself more than you're helping, if it's for meat and eggs. Now, if it's for, you know, pets, then, you know, all for it, go ahead. But if you're trying to have the best stock, you can't help them. They got to do it on their own. And if they can't, then they don't need to go into that program. Robert's in the house from Maine. It's good seeing the reason why or why not to do something. Both sides are right. Love quail. There you go. Good luck on... Oh, not talking to me. Not talking to me either. Kathy's in the house. Welcome. From Maine. Welcome. Robin C. says, Zach, how do I set up a tour for my in-laws to see your farm October 6th? I come get my boy, and then we'll be coming with me. Should I text you or Jenna? We won't be doing any tours or anything like that. I think the puppies will be, you know, at our house, but there won't be any... We're not allowing anybody to pass our house. And that was brought up because I said no one can come to the farm at all, and she said, yeah, about these puppies, and I said, oh, God. So it's kind of a bummer that the farm and the house is the same place. But if it's not quail related and we're not going past the house and we have all the other biosecurity measures into place, then I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be just fine. Robert's in the house from Auburn, Maine. A lot of Maine-anites. I don't know. But welcome. I'm glad you're here. Katie Bella Creations is in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Kathy's in the house from Clinton area. Welcome. Linda Easton Waller's in the house. Hello, Quail family. I'm still on Cloud 9 from Quail Con. It was wonderful to meet y'all in person. I learned so much. We have an amazing community. Already looking forward to next year. Absolutely. And Linda will be speaking, so I'm very excited about that as well. Amy B's in the house. The con was fantastic. All the exhibitors and speakers were more than I could have hoped. Oman Lake building a rabbit hutch. Hi, everyone. Well, welcome. We're glad you're here, and I'm so happy you came. And we've got some big plans for next year, too. Gutros Urban Homestead says, we love the auctions. So glad you're bringing them back. Yep. My plan was to bring them back before Quail Con, and I just could not find that time to do it. But Quail Con's over, and now it's time to get back on track. Whiskey Tango Farm says, I do not need eggs, but when there's an auction, I can't help myself. Hope you all got your fingers turned up and can beat me. There you go. Yeah, a lot of people have fun on the auction site. It's a lot of fun. Amy B says the cookbook is the bomb. Verna Young put a cookbook. She sold it at Quail Con, but it's also available in a digital form on our website. She said it was great. Absolutely. Tammy Ross says, question, I need to figure out the safest heating for my insulated 8x12 shed for my quail for Minnesota winters. I would like to keep a brooder in there along with laying breeding adult. Suggestions. Well, I know you get real cold in Minnesota, but if it's an insulated shed, the breeders do not need heat at all. I don't remember what I was saying. I need a refresh. I got a text. Sorry. Let's start again. Yeah, so I know you get cold, but the breeders do not need heat. They do really well together. They'll keep each other warm. So that's not that big of a deal, especially since it's already in an insulated shed. With the brooder, I would have something fully covering the top with a couple of air holes for the first week. I would use a 250 watt heat lamp. I only use mine for the first week because I've got an insulated area as well, but you have much worse winters than I do, so you'll probably keep it on there for 2 weeks. And then probably go to a 125 watt. But I wouldn't overthink it. 6 chicks per square foot in a brooder, and if you've got that 250 watt bulb, then they'll do just fine. But the breeders won't need extra heat at all. You just got to focus on the water. That's your big thing right there, is just focus on the water. Joy's in the house from Western Oregon. Welcome, glad you're here. Linda Easton Waller says, hope y'all are... You're not talking to me. I like when she talks to me. Let's see. Robin C says, Zach, your talk was amazing. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Katrina says 40 million. Yes, 40 million chickens they killed in Ohio this past week. It's an egg laying, so that means there's going to be a shortage of chicken eggs in the grocery store. I don't know who they were selling them to. I don't have the details on that, but it was up north in Ohio, and so we went back to full biosecurity standards plus a couple extra things. We weren't changing our clothes, we were just changing our shoes when we went into the barn, but now we're changing our entire outfit, or we have to put one of those things on, and I get too hot on that, so I just have clothes just in there. Gets a little stinky, but it's better than putting on that thing all day. I can't stand it. But he said that was okay as long as they just stay in the barn. So we're doing that, and then obviously the feed gets put up here for 5 to 7 days for quarantine before it comes down to the barn. And he said most likely in the next 2 weeks we'll probably get word that we'll have to AI test daily, and have to send it in express. So that'll be kind of a bummer too, but I mean, it's safe and it is what it is. But yeah, we're taking a lot of steps. But 40 million is a ridiculous amount. Ridiculous amount. Mary says, good evening from the Olympic Peninsula. I don't know why I had trouble saying it, but welcome. We're glad you're here. Yes, 40 million. I said it, yeah. Robert Davis is in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Dr. Connie says, I'd like to be part of the Zoom meeting. Absolutely. Just text me and I'll get to that. I'm going to start at the very bottom, and I had like 22 texts. So I got to finish those. I did see a ton of texts come through since we started. I will do my best to stay up and get the rest of the text done tonight. But 4:30 comes super early, and so those might not get done till tomorrow, but I will do my best. I will do my best. Foster Farm says, we contacted NPIP and they won't come certify our birds until they're at least 6 months old. Yeah, every state's a little bit different, but that's a normal thing for most places. We don't test any that are, well, ours are 4 months. 4 months to 8 months. But we've just told them that that's kind of the range that they should be at, and they kind of agreed and things like that. But 6 months is typically what people do. Petamal Farm says, built a new granary for my feed so it can quarantine for a couple weeks before I use. Also, so I can be ahead of grain prices if they change rapidly. There you go. That's a great idea. Yeah, we're going to do a video about it. I'm going to give you more information about the outbreak of AI in Northern Ohio. I'll give you that information and give you some tips and tricks that we're doing that if you are capable of doing, that wouldn't hurt for you to try too. So I got some good videos coming out this week. Texas Top Shelf Reptile says, I sent a message to your phone. I would like to be a part of the business Zoom call. Absolutely. Loves to travel says, enjoyed Quail Con so much. Well, thank you very much. My favorite part was your touching, inspirational speaking. Thank you so much. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. A lot of planning went into that. But I have heard, and I mentioned, I don't know what I mentioned. I had it written down to mention it in both the classes because I talked for 2 hours straight. Different groups. I didn't talk for 2 hours straight, just different groups. I did talk for 2 hours straight, but it wasn't to the same people. They got a break from me is what I'm trying to say. But I said, some of you might not get this, some of you might not be interested, whatever, but if I could just help one. And, that really hit me afterwards because I had a few people come up to me that was very emotional. And I meant it. If I could just help the one, if I could just help a few, then wasting the rest of everybody's hour was worth it to me. So I do appreciate the people that came up to me or that have texted me since saying that it helped a lot. So thank you very much for that. Let's see. And thanks for coming. I appreciate it. Shirley says, I would be interested in the Zoom. Absolutely. Katie Bella Creation says, came in late. Where can I find information about the Zoom meeting? What I'm going to do is I'm going to take about 5 to 10 people. I've had a lot of text, so I'm going to assume it's going to be around 10 people. I don't think I want to go over that. And I want to do a Zoom meeting with those 10 people that want to hear my speech from Quail Con. And we're going to do a Zoom meeting hopefully next week. I'll try to schedule that this week. And then I also want to do a 10-person Zoom meeting for Quail for Profit, where we can communicate back and forth and I can try to help. I'm doing that for a couple different reasons. There's some things that I want to do. I need to get familiar with Zoom, so you're kind of the guinea pigs, but you'll be getting stuff out of it. So we're working together kind of thing, but that's what the Zoom thing's about. Oh, nope, just read that one. Whiskey Tango Farm says, AI can be scary. It is very, very serious. One bird is all it takes to wipe out a whole barn, but as long as everyone is safe, thorough and calm, it will be okay. Good plan, Zach. Absolutely. I can tell you, and so like I said, we are going to do a video about the AI thing. If you have to do what you have to do. I get it. But if you can really limit taking quail anywhere, to sell, um, that's a really good call. It's a really good call to I'd really recommend not going to any swap meets where there's going to be other things there. Um, this has not been confirmed, but it looks like there's going to be a massive spread pretty quickly because people just kind of out of sight, out of mind, didn't really think about it. The migration period starting back up, so they're thinking that there's going to be another big wave. So just try to, and if you have to go and that's how you sell, that I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying you gotta be as careful as possible. Andrea Perry's in the house. Hello all. I'm waiting on some Celadon eggs from Whiskey Tango Farm. Then I'm finally ordering pansy fees and maybe one of the new colors. LOL. Can't wait. There you go. I do love the pansy fees. I love the new colors too. Don Ray B's in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Woman of Spirit says, I sold 12 chicks today. Congratulations. That's very cool. 3 weeks old. The customers wanted to come here. I told them no because of biosecurity. I'm in Indiana. Just will always be cautious. I don't think that that's a bad call at all. One sale is not worth possible issues. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Witch Doctor is in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Psycho Ward 360 is in the house. Welcome. Glad I got to meet both of you at Quail Con. Melvin Taylor Farms is in the house from Arkansas. Welcome. Glad you're here. I don't think Arkansas was represented at Quail Con this year. So maybe next year you guys would be interested in coming. You can hear all the great stuff that happened about it. So Linda Easton Waller says, I learned this week that quail can survive 118 degrees with misters. Our well pump did not survive the day due to melting parts. The next day, quail survived 112 degrees without misters. I'm amazed. Yeah, they do pretty well. I mean, I'm sure they weren't enjoying it, but they do pretty well in the heat. How do I say this correct? The temperature really doesn't bother them very much. It's the elements that they don't like. No excuses, Zach. Start tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see. I'm not sold on it yet. I might have to slow my way into it. Kathy says I'd be interested in the beginner Zoom. All right. Linda, it sounds like you. Oh, you're not talking to me. Psycho Word 360 says can't wait till next year to see all you guys. So we should bump it up. LOL. There you go. I think I need a small break. But we are starting to work on it. So there's going to be a lot of planning involved, but I think I just need a little bit of a break. And I've got, like I said, 5 things that I really want to get done this year that I think is going to help the whole community. And so I'm very excited to see that. Witch Doctor says we should designate a Quail Con photographer. Yeah, I still haven't decided on that. I get that there's people that just can't come. I get that it's not feasible for other people. I get that things come up and it doesn't work for them. I get that. I don't know where that line is where if we do videos and if we do lives and we post everything, well then what benefit did it for the people that put their time, money, effort, and energy to make it here? So I really need to think about that this year and decide how I want to do that. Conventions are always a learning curve. They are. The first year we learned a ton, and I think we grew exponentially this past year. I think it was not even a comparison on how well this one went. But next year, I think we're going to do the same thing. And so I really am looking forward to seeing the improvements. RK's in the house. If you look at a map, there are a lot of natural lakes in Northwest Ohio, very similar to the thousands of lakes in Wisconsin. These lakes attract a lot of migratory water. Birds that carry AI, absolutely. That's 100% true. And I need to look up the number again. It was high. It was like 96, 98%, like a ridiculous amount of percentage. That where AI is broken out at, has had a pond on the property or a lake within like 30 miles. So that's definitely where almost all of it's coming from for sure. I lost my spot. I'm so sorry. Foster Farm says next time get a dumpster and have them come pick it up. Yeah. So that's a me thing. I looked into that and they wanted to charge me $375. And I said, I can do it myself for free or for very little. It only cost me, I think, $37 to dump 0.75 tons of trash. Um, I have a problem spending money. That's a me thing though. That's a complete me thing. David Lister says, "What did your feed provider think of the idea of expanding to TSC and Atwoods?" Not great, not great. But I'm actually well. I don't think I should say it that way. We are. You don't know how to word it. There is the talks are ongoing, and we are talking to multiple people. I don't know how to say it. It's still in the works. As McKee's in the house, I put about 60 eggs in the incubator on Saturday. Hopefully some will hatch to replace my aged roos. Absolutely. Well, best of luck to you. And thanks for being here. Edgar Bates says, Zach, been there, done that, no big deal with the trash smell and overabundance. Yeah, it was rough. That was a rough thing. Joy is in the house. Welcome. TNT. Oh, Time and Timber. I like that. I like that. Katrina says, did you have to pay for the feed the piggies got into? The feed bow certainly was a hit with the pigs, geese, and ducks. Yeah, we took care of it. I did tell him not to put it out, so that didn't make me too happy, but whatever. PJ's Family Farm says, Zach, David says you need to do Papa's Farm tour, LOL. We've done a couple of those, and it just is so long. But I've got some ideas to make them more on point. Big T's Farm Life says, call your local sanitation department. They may donate a roll-off dumpster. Don't know until you ask. That's not a bad idea. That's a great idea. Yeah. Can't hurt to ask. Let's see. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try to say it, and if I butcher it, I'm so sorry, and please correct me. Katrisa Clyde is in the house. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Question. Hello. Arizona is in the house. Do you know what order date you are currently processing for shipping jumbo wild Coturnix quail? I do not, off the top of my head, but you're more than welcome to text me your order number, and I can get you an ETA. I can do it that way, but I don't know what date I'm on at all. I'm trying to get back on top of all that. Right now, I'm just collecting eggs and shipping them out as fast as I can. But I need to. Usually I can tell that, but it's been a long week. Oxford Prepping's in the house. Welcome, glad you're here. Dan Hab is in the house. Best things to do for splayed leg. Well, I'm not going to give you a very popular answer, but to prevent splayed leg, we need a better surface for when they hatch out. So whether it's the blue automotive paper towels or it's the drawer liners for like kitchens, something that they can grab a hold of, that's usually that is the cause for splayed leg. So that's how you can prevent it. There are ways that you can fix it that people do. I don't recommend it. I would call it, is what I would do. But there are ways, like rubber banding the legs together and things like that. But it's better if you put it out of its misery. Graham Fam OK's in the house. Welcome, glad you're here. Time and Timber Homestead says I built a hybrid do-it-yourself Frigidator and Juanita, but definitely happy to help the person asking about it. Yep. I was actually going to recommend you, and then I thought, oh no, you did a Frigidator. I know people that's done the do-it-yourself incubator that Coturnix Corner does. I just can't think of it. I haven't had one. I know a lot of people have had a lot of success with it, but I can't think of anybody off the top of my head that's made one. I know that I know people, just can't think of it right now. Yeah, I'm gonna butcher this one. Qluzi 12. I'm so sorry. Quail breeder from Ontario, Canada. Well, welcome. We're glad you're here. Woman of Spirit says if chicks try to jump out of a shot glass, yeah, a shot glass could work too as far as the splay leg. Toilet tissue roll over the glass. There you go. Oxford Prepping says finally got a system where I'm hatching every 7 days with the 3 farm innovation incubators. Congratulations. Getting a system is very, very important, so you are well on your way. Foster Farm says ours got out of the box too. That was a surprise. Yeah, there was. Yeah, we'll fix that. Graham Fam OK says 9 out of 30 White Wings hatched today is day 19. Still have 2 working their way out. Candled on lockdown, 7 infertile, 3 undeveloped. 7, so 10. So you should still have to. You need to increase your humidity like right away. Like increase your humidity 10% and your temp a half a degree. And give them 72 hours, but increase that humidity right away. Because with those numbers, the 7 infertile and the 3 undeveloped, that should still be 20, and you're still less than half of the 20. So we've got a humidity issue, especially on day 19. So bump that humidity up, and you should have much better results within 48 to 72 hours. Been raising quail for a couple years now and find myself referring to your channel when it comes to color names. Thank you so much for all your help. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I wish you all the best, and hopefully we can help you out on the videos or on the live Q&A. Robert says, do you have a video on Italians, breeding size, etc.? I do. It's on the playlist called All About the Colors, and it's they're golds. We actually do Italian hens over gold Manchurian males because you get best results with that, better breeding with that. So it would be golds, but yeah, that would be the Italians. Witch Doctor says, well, you are always in my heart. I don't know if you're talking to me, but thank you. If you are, and if you're not, then it's rude. Robin C says, the baby quail actually escaped from the small holes. It was about, it is after we stopped from the baby quail roundup. We were laughing as we put them in the box. Yeah, that I will have to fix because we don't ship chicks. So yeah, that'll be, but the other ones that should have been easily avoided. Joel says, what does your average jumbo wild egg weigh? I don't know, anywhere from 14 to 18 grams. I don't really focus on the egg size. You're going to get much better hatch rates on the smaller end of the egg scale. So I do think that they still should be larger eggs, but you'll get a much better hatch rate and fertility rate on the smaller eggs rather than the larger eggs. And the egg size has 5% or less effect on the actual quail weight when they're fully mature. So I really don't focus on the egg weight very much. Plus, if they get to about 17 to 18 grams, I can't fit them into the foamers correctly, and either I break them trying to put them in, or you break them trying to get them out. So there's a whole big thing. Robin C says they ran out the holes. We put them in a tote, solved problem. There you go. Problem solver you are. Dennis says first time on the live from Central Louisiana. Well, welcome. We're glad you're here. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Whiskey Tango Farm says new plan for live birds next year. Free cat with all birds to catch loose birds in the car. LOL. There you go. What's a fluff nugget? Baby chicks. Baby chicks. Marilyn Perry's in the house from North Carolina. I purchased some jumbo wilds from Southwest Game Birds while waiting for yours. We have now lost 4 or 5 from being egg bound using layer feed that met your recommendations and ideas. Well, it's still probably a feed issue, unfortunately. I don't know how to politically say this. I hate political correctness. Oh, okay, I got it. All right, so that feed, quail adapt to their environments. So the way we raise might be different from the way other people raise, which is completely fine. There's many different ways to raise quail. Okay, not disagreeing with that at all. But what we recommend in feed is because we've used it for a very long time, so all of our breeders, which means all of the chicks, which means this, that's what works best for us. Now, some people's breeding program might be a little bit different. We don't breed true, nor do we want to breed true here. I've mentioned that many times. I don't think it's a good idea. It's just not something that we want to do. If other people want to breed true, then they're going to be doing some things a little bit differently than us, which probably means that they're going to need more calcium and fiber in their feed most of the time because they're not introducing new blood all the time. So with that being said, I would still try to find a higher fiber and calcium, or you can, if it's in the parameters of what we recommend, what I would probably do is buy a bag of oyster shells and add that to the feed a little bit each day. That'll give them more calcium and fiber in the feed, and that should fix the issue for you. But I would reach out to the breeder and ask them their advice as well. Don Ray B says, hi, Jeff. Oh, you're not talking to me. And yes, Time and Timber did I cannot say enough how amazing Jasmine, Time and Timber was at Quail Con. Did a fantastic job, just jumped in all the time, just helping out. That was not my intentions. I wanted her to enjoy and have fun, but she worked her butt off, and she did a fantastic job. I would say that she was the star of Quail Con. And then she posted the video about the butchering, and it was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic. Been laying about a month and a half. All right, so we'll see. Yeah, I would add the oyster shells is what I would do. Timothy says, Tim from Pennsylvania, dairy farmer, new to quail. Is there any benefits or disadvantages of feeding pellets or crumbles? I recommend crumbles. That's what works best. What I've found what works best for us throughout the years, and we have quite a large base to try things out. Now we have done pellets before, and they did fine. They seem to do better on crumbles, but they did okay on pellets. But crumbles, they seem to be able to process them much easier, much better. So that's what I would recommend going with. Don Ray B says, fluff nuggets equals fast. I'm amazed how quickly they can move. Absolutely. Scott F says, hey, Zach, big update. Day 18 on your sex-link eggs. 11 out of 30 busted out so far. Best hatch so far. You the man. We need to get you a little bit better. I'd like to see like 11 more hatch. You're on day 18. Let's do some good things. So you're doing well. Let's try to increase that a little bit more. So I'd like to give it about 72 more hours. Hopefully you're still on. Scott, when did they start hatching? On what day? And then I can try to give you some advice. Hopefully you're still on. Not talking to me. Whiskey Tango Farm says, I call them fluffy raisins. There you go. Katerna's Corners in the house says, hello everyone. Hope you had a good time at Quail Con. Yeah, I would say that it was a great success. I think a lot of people came away with it with a lot of tools that they could use, so that's good. Katrina says, my mom calls the native California quail babies walking walnuts. There you go. Brett says, congrats on Quail Con. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Mike's in the house from South Texas. Well, welcome. We're glad you're here. Robert Davis says, I have Jumbo Pharaoh laying blue eggs. There you go. Yeah, you can do that. I think I've got two that are celadons. I try not to get the celadons in there, though. Graham Famo, but it's a good idea. I mean, that's cool. That's cool. Graham Famo K says, one of the whites that hatched yesterday has little black patches down its back. Wonder if it's going to end up being full white. Black patches. Probably not, I would assume. White and black patches. I'd have to see it. Almost sounds Italian, but I don't know. Maniac. I knew that. I knew it. Maniacs from Maine. I knew that. Gosh, I hate when I do stupid stuff. Robert says, Zach, are you trying for black quail yet? Black quail are growfies. They're pretty much the same thing. And we've had growfies for years, so yeah. We just don't call them black because they're not really black. Big T's Farm Life says, how did you deal with quail born with spread legs? I have a YouTube video of rubber bands holding the legs underneath the quail. Yeah, you can do that. You can use a shot glass. Somebody said you could use a toilet paper roll. You could do that as well. We don't. If their legs are that weak at the beginning, we don't want them in the breeding program. So we call and tell them to a falconer or a reptile person. Poster child Jasmine. Oh, she's in the house. Go Big's in the house. I know the feeling. 340 comes real early. Hope all is well. Give that thumbs up. Absolutely. Thank you very much. I think I saw your text today, and I haven't had a chance to respond, but it'll be this week. Go Big. It'll be this week. I have a couple Caturnix that hatched out looking like scaled quail. Have you seen this before? I'd have to see it, but no, not really. I'd have to see it in person, though. RK says, check out Time and Timber Homestead. Absolutely. I think she's going to do great things. I'm really excited about seeing what she's going to do next. Poster child for awesome. Linda says, a lot of people sat through both of your talks, Zach. It was good. It was a good speech. Well, thank you very much. I thought I noticed that, and then I thought, ooh, I might be dehydrated. I could have swore they were here the first hour. So I'm glad someone said that, because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Now I'm talking about their adult feathers. Yeah, I'd have to see. Graham Fam OK says, let me get some of that Zoom. There you go. Cali Quail Keepers is in the house. They also did a YouTube video of Quail Con that you could check out. It was good as well. Zach, your tenacity and ethics are unmatched. I have no doubt you will outdo yourself and expectations at Quail Con 2023. The support is there for you as you have supported us exponentially. Thank you. You put a lot of really big words in there, but I got through it. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. And thank you very much for coming. Yusuf is in the house and just donated $100 to the 1800 contest for my family. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I don't want to bother people, and I'm sorry, but I am going to take a few minutes. Yusuf, I don't know how old you are, buddy. Teenager. He's young grown. He's young, teenager, and he made Quail Con last year, and he lives in Massachusetts, and he came to Quail Con this year, and I hope I don't embarrass him, but I was gonna wear this tonight because he brought this from. This is where he lives. He brought this, and I put it on, and then I started sweating profusely, and I said, well, I'll just put it behind me. So he brought this. So number one, thank you very much for being generous and thinking of others. And God, Yusuf, I can't wait to see what you do in life, man. Like, you're going to do some great things. Like, I'm very excited about it. Someone just mentioned ethics and tenacity. I think Yusuf has, I can't put into words how amazing that this young man is. He won the 1800 contest a couple months ago, and some things happened, and life gets in the way. I get it. And so he had to get rid of his quail, and hopefully he gets back into it. That's the plan down the road. But he got the cage and the brooder and all this, and so he messaged and said, hey, I'm gonna sell this stuff, and then I'm gonna send you the money, so please let me know where to send the money at. And I said, absolutely not. Now, it looks like he did. So he's not the best listener. But I said, absolutely not. You sell that stuff and you put it towards your next endeavor. You know, we want to, listen, we want to encourage, we want to educate, encourage, and enthuse everyone to the best of our ability. And I think we've done that in some cases. And that makes me very, very happy, and it warms my heart, truly, honestly, when I hear stories or when people send me notes saying that, you know, they've changed. And I mean, there's times where I've read notes and I flat out have shed a tear. It's just, you know, it inspires me hearing your story. You know what I mean? Anyways, I'm gonna get back on track. Um, we do the 18 under contest, and we've been doing the 18 and under contest for years now because we want to promote and educate and encourage and enthuse the next generation to get more involved. Because, well, let's just be 100% honest. Our we're going to hell in a handbasket like that. It's just, I don't know how else to say it. And we need to change things. And so the generation before me, my generation, we need to do the best we can to improve as much as we can before we can't anymore. But we have to keep in mind that it's the next generation that's going to get us back on track. And I really do believe that they can if we give them the time, the effort, the energy, the motivation, and instill in them a desire to do so. That's why we do the 18 under contest. Now, I'm pretty much all about quail, so that's what it's based around. Absolutely. But just knowing that Yusuf was, I'll send you the money back, I'm so sorry. I mean, he had contacted someone else and was like, oh, he's going to get mad because I have to get rid of my quail. No, I'm not going to get mad. Like, hey, I get it. Life happens and you'll get back into it. I have no doubt. But I also believe wholeheartedly that Yusuf, you are an amazing young man that is going to do fantastic things for you and your life and your family and also in your community. And you are the example on why we keep doing what we're doing. You are the absolute poster child for why we push so hard for that stuff. So I am very, very proud of you. Thank you very, very much for the donation. You know that it goes to a good cause. Thank you for the sweatshirt. And I'm very excited that you are so interested and encouraged and enthused on the community itself and getting involved and trying to help others. I see him on YouTube. I see him on Facebook trying to answer people's questions that are 2, 3, 4 times older than him. And he's just trying to give back. And man, if that's the way our future is going, we're doing it right. So I think that your parents, you know, they support you, and I'm just, the whole experience, everything about it. I think you're amazing. So I just needed to share that. It was a long tangent. I apologize, but it was worth being said. He needed to hear it. No one's talking to me anymore. I think I bored everyone. I'm so sorry. Witch Doctor says it doesn't seem like quail really get AI. That has not been confirmed, and it still scares the crap out of me. But it's not one of the 5, but starting next year, I am working with 2 different universities on different sides of the U.S. That are going to start testing that. But we can't do that until things slow down a little bit. So, but that will be an amazing, amazing research project. So we'll see. Lost my Michelle J's in the house. Zach, that letter you're going to mail to me never made it. It was about the plan you had about the incubator I sent you. It's right here. It's right here. Yeah, I found it. I found it today when I cleaned my office, and I went, okay, I thought that went out, so that's awkward. So yeah, I will. It's here. I just got to put a stamp on it. We have stamps. I'll take it to the post office tomorrow. I thought I shipped it out before Quail Con. Somehow it got into my notes for Quail Con. So when I was putting all my stuff away in the binders, it fell out, and I went, "Oh, that was supposed to go out." Oops. Um, Katrina says, Zach, your talk was absolutely impressive and valuable for those who attended. It might be a good idea to do a short video every couple months just asking how the goals are going. It will remind people. Yeah, so I am on the, I'm still on the fence on doing it, but I did talk about, we talked about accountability. And so what I was thinking is if I do decide to do the video and people are very interested into it, then they can comment below and start getting together, and maybe that would be their accountability group. And I think that might help some people. So that's still on the table, but I haven't fully decided. Um, Robin C says photographer could be fun. A group getting pictures together that are not captured because there's so many to see and talk to. Yeah, absolutely. I actually talked to a photographer this year, and it was an astronomical price. Like I just couldn't imagine. But I've seen a lot of posts on Facebook and a lot of YouTube videos. It seems like a lot of people did it, and I think as a community, I need to do better. I can tell you that I need to do better, but I just run around like a quail with its head cut off, and I can't find the time. But I'm gonna ask for help next year, and I'm not gonna be so busy, and it's gonna be great. Whiskey Tango Farm says, we are listening to all the feedback and appreciate all your wonderful ideas about QuailCon. We want to share with everyone, but also keep it special for attendees as well. We are trying to balance. Yeah, and I just don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that I'm prepared or willing to do live feeds or I think that if you are willing to take the time, the energy, the effort, the money to be here and you sacrifice so you can be here, I really, really want it to be for you, to you. I want it to be special. And so that's just what I deal with. But I've got a year to deal with it. Graham Fam OK says Myshire eggs are worth the wait. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. When can we start ordering jumbo eggs? Oh, I was waiting for that question, everybody. Jumbos are off the website for the rest of the year. I have one of my 5 things that I got to get done by the end of the year is there is something very special that we want to do with all the jumbos, and I can't do that if I keep selling. So I took them off. Number one, I got to get caught up. So we won't even start on that until all the orders are caught up. I promise. But once that's done, I'll have about 2.5 months, and I only need 2, but things happen. So yeah, they'll be back on the website January 1st. Because if you're happy with our jumbos now, I cannot wait to show you what we're doing next year. It's going to be something very special. RK says Klombach feeds are for sale at RP Home and Harvest Farm Supply stores. Also, it is for sale at hundreds of feed stores. It is. The customized feed that we do for the quail, they're not wanting to mass distribute is the thing. But I am still working on it. Still working on it. James says, question for the room. Is there anyone here tonight from Alberta, Canada? Friend is moving back there and he's poor as a church mouse and wants to find someone near who has quail for self-sufficiency. There you go. There was a couple people from Canada earlier in the conversation. PJ's Family Farm says, my daughter and I are chefs also. I would love to bring her next year. There you go. Robin C says that would be perfect end of December is when I would like them. I don't know if you're talking to me. trying to find whoever's talking to me. Blake Phillips says, made it just an hour late. Hey, it's just like Chris from Slightly Redneck. We don't take attendance. We're just happy you're here. KCV says, sorry guys for being very late. Still early in the morning in Australia. I get it. I appreciate the dedication showing up. And thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm glad you're part of the community. Salvador Santiago says, hi Zach and everyone. Late, I sent you a message of my homemade incubator and brooder. There you go. Thank you very much. I'll check that out. Callie Quail Keeper says, I missed Dale's speech. It's very important for me to watch this. If anybody has clips, please share somewhere. There you go. Salvador Santiago from Puerto Rico is in the house. Welcome. Linda says, loved your speech, Vernon, hearing about Lucy's antics. I accidentally dropped an egg out of the incubator yesterday, and by the time I went to pick it up, it was gone. Somebody had a tasty treat. There you go. Scott says, this morning, Zach, I am at 168 and no 12 just showing up. This morning, Zach, I am at 168 and no 12 just showed up. Okay. So you're at day 18. Usually means, but if you could be 17. Let's keep the temp the way it is. Let's increase your humidity 5 to 7%, and let's leave them in there for about 72 hours. Not leave, keep the eggs going for 72 hours. And 12 just showed up. I'd love to see it 22. So we can get there. Just keep me posted. And congratulations so far for the best hatch you've had. Go Big says, with males being very productive for their first 9 months, how do you feel about breeding the daughters back to the father for increasing jumbo size? I think that's a great idea. As long as there's balance. I mean, there's got to be rules in place, but yeah, absolutely. Yusuf obviously is in the house. Welcome. Thank you very much for the donation. $100 to the 1800 contest. You're amazing. You're an amazing young man, Yusuf. Robin C says, have a happy and safe week. Have to run. Absolutely. We'll see you. Well, I probably won't. Jenna will see you in a few weeks. Tammy Ross is in the house. Welcome. Petamal Farm says, thanks for everything. Appreciate all the support. Well, thank you very much for being here and being a part of it. Kara says, what is your opinion on whether or not quail need medicated feed? I know some people do for chickens. We just ordered some hatching eggs from you. We are super excited. If you can get away from medicated feed, that would be ideal. Now, with that being said, there's two types of medicated feed. There is a natural medicated feed that's put together, and then there's a chemical man-made chemical medicated feed. I don't recommend that to anybody, and that's just me personally. I just don't like it. Now, with our pheasant starter that we use for the grow outs, it is a natural medicated feed. I'm okay with that. That was fine with me. But the layer feed, they really wanted to make the naturally medicated, and I said no. So that is not medicated. If you do chemically medicated feed, which will say on the label, they hide it, but it will be on there. They cannot be on that for 2 weeks before you butcher. So that's scary. The natural medicated feed is like 24 hours. So that's good. But if you can if you can stay away from it, that would be the best practice. Would be my recommendation. Yusuf says, you're welcome. Thank you for the content and having us at Quail Con. It's truly my pleasure. Truly my pleasure. Richard says, how easy can eggs be shocked? Left my turner drop like 2 inches while removing the eggs, crossing my fingers, everything will be okay. Left my turner drop like 2 inches. If it was a one-time deal, I think you're fine. It's not a big deal at all. I don't think it would affect it at all, as long as it keeps doing it. Like, there's sometimes where people have said that when it turns, it like snags at the end, and so it'll jump. like every 2 hours, that's not great. But if it was a one-time deal, I don't think that's an issue at all. I'm pretty rough on the eggs here when I'm moving them around and things like that. Witch Doctor says, I recently learned aloe vera is super good for chickens. We're thinking of trying it on quail. Anyone ever try it? I have not. I've not ever actually heard that before, so that's interesting. Witch Doctor says, teach the next generation the skills to survive. They're going to need it more than we do. Absolutely. Now, Katrina says, Witch Doctor, I think I've heard the opposite, but that might be for rabbits. I would triple check for different sources first. There you go. Graham Fam OK says, good speech, Zach and Yusuf. You the man. Good intentions goes a long way in life. Absolutely. Bradley James is in the house. Welcome, my friend. Brian W says, hi, Zach. Where do we buy jumbo quail egg cartons? Can we buy them from you? I am going to be putting 12, 24, and 30 count cartons back on the website this week. They were delayed, but they are in here. So I've got, God, I don't know, like 10,000 of each that are in my garage right now during the quarantine. But the quarantine's over tomorrow. Nope, Tuesday. The quarantine's over Tuesday. So they can be moved to the barn and we'll start shipping them out again. So about 85 to 90% of the jumbo eggs will fit in the cartons. Not all of them, but I sold a lot of jumbo white eggs at Quail Con. They went all into cartons. They snap in. Sometimes you have to be strategic on where you put them, but I mean, they're not, some people love them. Some people say they work just fine, and there's a few out there that say that they're not. So, but that's what we use. Richard says, I was removing them from the turner to place them into lockdown. Yeah, you'll be fine. It's not a big deal at all. Don't worry about it. Marianne says, can we use the Mana Pro oyster shell grit for chickens like it comes, or do you have to grind it up more for quail? You don't have to grind it up more, but you're going to do less. So follow the instructions and obviously, don't give them as much as they say the chicken should and say like, and stuff like that. But yeah, that's what we've used before we started customizing our feed was the Mana Pro oyster shell. Yep. So that's great. Jasmine says, Yusuf, I am also incredibly proud and impressed with you, young man. I was so excited to meet you at Quail Con and help you with the butcher process. You were amazing, kiddo. Absolutely. Brian W says that was an amazing talk. Well, thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. Boss says, Zach, to let everyone know, Dickie's incubators still make them. I just spoke to them a week ago. I assumed that person wasn't forthtelling. Dominique says, Zach, I'm only one person, but as a Quail Con attendee, I don't mind you sharing your speech. Us attendees got so much out of it in addition to speeches. Well, thank you very much. And I think that there needs to be some sort of balance there. Because some people were saying, well, the classes and the interaction and things like that is worth it, and I agree. I'm really big on rewarding the effort, and there was a lot of effort for everybody that came to Quail Con. It wasn't just the $30 or $40 ticket, and it wasn't just the showing up, but it was everybody pitching in to help when it started pouring down rain, or it was everybody encouraging one another and being kind to one another and having a good attitude and sharing the work. I mean, there was just so much, traveling here and getting everything ready and finding people to take care of your animals and this, that, and the other. It's just, I really, really want it to be very, very special. So I'll find a good balance. I will within the next year. False Farm says, and thank you very much for letting me know. I really do appreciate that. False Farm says, Zach, I used to be a professional photographer. Would you like me to come set up a photo booth at Quail Con next year? I don't think that would be a bad idea. I think we'll get together on that. Thank you for offering. See, I'm taking help. Look at me. I'm growing. I'm growing as a person. Mary says, Zach, how much spotted feathering should be on the chest to be sure it's a female? 95% of them, it's all of it. I mean, it's from the chin down to three-fourths of the chest. Every once in a while, you'll get one that's kind of weird. At 2-3 weeks old, there's only going to pretty much be like this part, right? So it's a little bit tricky. So if you're not familiar with it, I'd probably wait. and how fast they grow. If you're brand new, feather sexabling, you can do it 3 weeks, but if you're new, take your time, do it at week 4. It is so much easier. Then you kind of know what you're looking for, and then you can move down to week 3. Ball with Boss says, Zach, can we order quail egg cartons on the website? I did take them off, but they'll be back on. We've always had the 24 and 30 counts, but they were, we had to put them away and things like that. But they'll be back on this week. And then we're also going to be adding on the 12 count cartons as well. Vicky Keaton's in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Katrina says, something to think about for a lot of time. People in a... I got to start over. Sorry. Something to think about. For a lot of time, people in a relationship, one person is a quail person and one is along for the ride. Those partners may have skill sets and may want to attend Quail Con as volunteers. There you go. It's not a bad idea. Rose says, I hatched 32 out of the mystery eggs. I did. I wrote that down. I thought I responded. But I did write it down. I meant to respond. Mystery eggs are on the auction sites on the weekends on Facebook. Carrie says, awesome. Thanks for the info. We're definitely doing things as naturally as possible, but I just didn't know if they needed medication to give them a good start in life. Good to know they don't. Yeah, they don't. They don't at all. Rock Hill Homestead is in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Yud P is in the house. Welcome. Ellen's Edge says, what is the plastic type material you use between your rabbit cages and where can I get it? Used between the rabbit cages. Between the rabbit cages. There's nothing in between the rabbit cages. Are you talking about on the bottom? We borrowed one from George they wasn't using anymore, and we got one at Tractor Supply. So Tractor Supply will have them. Or Rural King will probably have a better option for you, to be honest. Vermont Quail is in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Rock Hill Homestead is also in Vermont. Welcome. Glad you're here. Yeah, the 30 count cartons are on the website now. Mary says, Zach, the roux I have in with my hens has never crowed to my knowledge. Is that normal or not? They can be tricky, but I wouldn't worry about it. If you've vent sex, I would, even if he's feather sexable, just make sure that he's producing, which should be pretty easy if he's over 8 weeks old. And if he is, then I wouldn't worry about it at all. Upper and lower cages. I don't have, my cages just dropped to the ground. I don't have any. Oh, you're probably talking about, what's his name's? George. You're probably talking about George's cages. Yeah. We had that extra from the quail barn, and we got that in the back lot of Menards that somebody had bought and then returned. And so we got a really good deal on it. But I have no idea what it's called. I mean, I know what it is, but I don't know what they call it, and we haven't been able to find it again. So I don't know if it was like a special order. I would assume it was a special order. But yeah, we just got real lucky with that. And so we bought it all, and so we had extra, and George was like, I'm going to take it. So, all right, we don't need it. Yeah, Ellen's Edge. I got it now. I was thinking about my aviary, but you were talking about George's stuff up here. Aaron Barnes says, we have lost all our quail eggs. They did not hatch. First timers did the temp and humidity correctly. If you had a 0 hatch, most likely there's a temperature issue. I can almost guarantee you there's a temperature issue. If you have a lot, I would candle, see if they developed it all, and see, because that could change. Now, you could have a fluctuation in it. Your fan might be out, and so they might have partially developed, or they didn't develop at all, or it was too hot. I mean, there could be a lot of issues with that, but I can almost guarantee you it was a temperature issue. Almost 8 weeks. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. I think you'd be fine with that roux. Rock Hill Homestead is in Texas, Lynn Italian. We have this live up on 4 screens. More accounts watching equals more likes, and I don't miss anything when I walk around the house. Well, there you go. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Vermont Quail is in the house. Welcome. Foster Farm says it's what we are using to create a false ceiling for the quail now that we are modifying the rabbit cages. There you go. Aaron Barnes says we had a Nurture 360. I believe the incubator is bad testing against gobies. Yeah, let me know what you find out. But I would assume either the fan's out or there's a draft that's taken all that heat out. But I would assume that there's a heat issue for sure. That looks like all the questions. Russ says my Jumbo White's going to lockdown the 15th. Ordered 50. Very excited. Awesome. Good luck. Obviously, keep me posted, and we will do our best to take care of you. The bullseye would be white in the middle of the yolk. Mary Howard. That was all the questions. So I am switching my Mondays to Tuesdays, as Monday nights are going to be my football night. I sacrifice my Sundays because I'm in the barn all day, and then I do the lives. And Thursday nights is the kids' night, and I couldn't give that up. So we are switching Monday to Tuesdays for the rapid fires. This Tuesday will be mainly about Quail Con from 6 to 7 at Whiskey Tango Farms, and I'll jump on here at 7. No, from 7 to 8 we'll be on there, and then at 8 o'clock, which is the normal time I do on Mondays, will be now Tuesday here for the rapid fire. So if you're brand new and you have a ton of questions, then jump on the rapid fires Tuesday at 8 p.m. and we will do our very best to help you on your journey. I did do a lot of announcements at the very beginning. I took maybe 15 minutes of time to do all those, so I apologize. But if you missed them, if you could just watch the first 15 minutes, I think there's some good information in there that you might be interested in or might help answer some questions you might have. And then I won't bore everybody with them again. I did see a couple more questions. Aaron says incubator reads 101.5 with the Govee reading 99.2 and the other reading 98.2. 98.2 is not good, and the fluctuation is very concerning. I would check your fan. I would assume your fan's not working, or obviously you've got a major cold spot. Make sure that the fan is working, and if that's the case, continue to check it. So your next step is to actually wrap it with like a thick towel or a blanket, and see if it'll help insulate, and see if you can stabilize that. Would be the next step. But I would be interested to see how it goes. Frederick says order Jumbo Wilds June 25th. Hope to get them soon. You can always text me with your order number and I can check it out, but you're probably about another month out. Yeah, probably about another month out. Foster Farm says good night all. Thanks for all you do to Zach's crew. Well, thank you very much. Can you get any hatch from eggs that are over a week old? How long do you have them to expect to hatch? You can. The rule of thumb is don't let them go past 7 days, but between 7 days and before, so day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there's really no change at all in the fertility aspect of it. And the hatchability from day 7 to 10 is about a 5 to 10% drop. So if you average an 80% fertility rate, you'll probably go down to 75 to 70%. And then it's about 5 to 7% a day after that. Cali Quail Keeper says good night all. Whiskey Tango Farms on Tuesday. Much love, absolutely. Thanks for Quail Con. It was great. I loved it. Thank you very much. Grazing Farm says good night all. Thank you. What was your favorite part of Quail Con? I enjoyed seeing everybody else enjoying themselves. I think that Jasmine took a lot, Jasmine, Brad, Nikki, Chris from Slightly Redneck, they really enjoyed helping people in the butcher class. and everybody enjoyed doing the butcher class that was learning. So it was just a coming together thing. That it was a feeling that you could visibly see. You know what I mean? Like everybody had smiles on their faces. It didn't matter if it was pouring rain or not. It just everybody had a great time. That was my favorite part. Andy Rabbit says, if the incubator has bacteria, how do you say to clean it? I think you said mouthwash, but can't remember. Yes, half Listerine, half water. Spray it down, wipe it out, spray it again, let it air dry, and then you're good to go. Jennifer62 says, hey, Zach, my sister ordered Jumbo Whites, but they are hatching different colors. Maybe the mix. I mean, you can always text me the order number, and we can look into it for you. I don't know why that was so hard. And that was the last question, I do believe. So thank you, everybody, for showing up. We did hit our goal on the likes, so thank you very much for that. We did a massive number on the incubator for next month 18 and under contest. Thanks a lot to Yusuf. We also had another donation as well, so thank you to all of you to do that. And Miss Jackson, I'll be sending this out tomorrow. I'm so sorry. I thought it was shipped out already. And we will see you all Tuesday. And I've got some good videos coming your way that I think everybody will be interested in and should help out. At least things to think about. So until then, as always, everybody, stay safe. Thanks.